What's up with it, y'all? Yeah, we back with another one. We're back to our regular scheduled programming, as you would say. I ran across this mushroom experience. I didn't watch the whole thing. I said I think I'm gonna come in. I said I'm gonna watch it here. This Gianni unfolds, and it had started getting kind of interesting. I didn't get a chance to really watch it all, but this is for the ones that's been here, this is the norm right here. A lot of times I don't like to get into the confrontational stuff, but I said let me go on and drop one of these so we can for the ones that's been here for the past 7 years, we can kind of break this down and talk about this experience right here. Because Terrence McKenna always said, the heroic dose was the 3.5. The 3.5, which is, cool as we know, but this for educational purposes, so the ones that that are just paying attention, just know that don't go out and do these things because it's not for everybody, but it's for everybody. But let's just go and just dive in, bro, and check this thing out.
Yesterday. So this is the day after, literally. So I might be still 1 foot in, 1 foot out right now, but I just want
It sit with you
to
for a
give a
couple of
raw trip
days
report.
sometimes.
It just is beyond me that you can even experience that your consciousness can expand and go to these places, and you can feel the things you're feeling, and it's just so. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna break it down. So I took it with
that's amazing.
three of my good friends. You know what I'm saying? Make sure if you are going to take these mushrooms or whatever psychedelic you want to take, make sure you're doing it with some good people. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be tripping with no one that you're not really too comfortable with. You want to make sure you are with
What's
people
up
that
with it,
have your best
Awoken?
interest in mind, that really have your back, because you never know what could go wrong when you're on these psychedelics.
Hey, that's the truth, bro. You want to always take it, especially a lot of times you want to take it with people that have the experience though, that know, because if it kind of get out of control, it'll mess up your experience, and like that's what you don't want. That's what you don't. Yeah, Flat Earth Dave. I know I need to get at him, man, bro, and do another video with Flat Earth Dave.
Um, so you just got to make sure that you got some good people around you, people you could really trust. So yeah, I took an eighth of shrooms. So it was about 5:30, and we wanted to trip in the daytime because we've never tripped in the daytime before. So we wanted to experience like that day to night time shift
All
or
right, I'm gonna
whatever.
get at him.
And I wanted to be in the light and in the sun when I was tripping. And even though it was a little cloudy out, I live in Florida. It was kind of cloudy and it was raining.
Hey, it's crazy because I like to take mine like through the day to where like once it get night, you'll be halfway in the day and halfway at night.
A little bit. So there wasn't too much sun, but I feel like it was just a perfect experience. No, like regardless. We took the shrooms, and it was about, yeah, 5:30. We're waiting for it to kick in, and mind you, I didn't really eat nothing that day. I literally just
That's the
had a
best way
slice
to
of
do
pizza
it.
up until 5:30 that day. But so it's about 5:30. We take the shrooms and we go outside. And we're going outside. We're chilling. We're waiting for to feel it a little bit. We're just talking, vibing. I'm just like kind of pacing back and forth, and we're waiting for the come up, waiting to feel it, and I'm starting to feel it some type of way now. Felt my hands and my arms, like it was almost like I couldn't feel them, or like I felt my bones inside my body, something like that.
Yeah.
And then time goes by a little bit, and I'm gonna talk about time on mushrooms and psychedelics. Is holy
It's like I'm gonna talk about time. You get to see it. Time don't really even
shit.
exist.
It felt like I lived like millions of lifetimes yesterday. I swear to
Exactly.
God. Swear to God, like felt like it was I just experienced so much and time felt completely distorted and just warped long,
So
and
ghetto Einstein.
it's just crazy how like your perception of time can change like that, like on a substance like that. But it's just very, very interesting to me. So we go outside, right? Like I said, we're waiting for them to kick in. So I start to lay down a little bit, and and I come back inside real quick to get a sip of water because I didn't even drink water after I ate the shrooms. You know, I let the psilocybin uh, break down a little bit before I drink the water. So I came back inside about 10, 15 minutes after, and then I drink some water. And then I go back outside, and I start to feel like the
Yeah, that's a
feeling
better
like
way of saying it. The woken one.
I wasn't me. Like there was like I didn't have an identity almost. I was starting to really feel connected with Earth, connected with Mother Nature, just one with everything, right? So we start to just lay down.
He said, I felt like I didn't have an identity. Like that, I think that's one of the best aspects of the experience when you start to see that you not who you think you are. It's like,
And I was getting
whoa,
the feeling
wait,
like I wasn't me, like I did not exist. I was starting to get the feeling like I was just everything. Like, you know, I was like
exactly,
it was very weird feeling. I don't really know how to describe it that well, but it was just like, it was almost like in a movie, like watching over myself, you know? And that was on the come up, you know? And then so
hey, and like when you talk about stuff like that aspect of the experience, a lot of people will not understand because they're so in tune with being this thing that they are right now. But when shrooms open you up, it's like boom, you like become everything. And you trying to understand it because you have been this one thing that you think you are for so long, bro. And it's like
so
man,
I start to lay down and I'm getting a little anxiety a little bit because, you know, the come up can bring a little anxiety. So I'm just trying to calm down now. I'm trying to taking deep breaths in and out, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Now I'm really starting to trip,
relax.
you know? Everything's starting to look crazy. And so, you know, we're talking a little bit, we're laughing a little bit, just giggling, just kind of like straight up giggling, just coming out. Felt like a child, man. But so then, you know, I take my shoes off. I want to ground and connect with the earth, right? So I'm outside, they're kind of talking, and I just start laying down right on the ground. I just start laying down on the ground, and you know, my head was back, and I felt so connected. I felt like I was the ground, I was the dirt, I was the earth. I felt like I was everything. Straight up, I felt like I was literally everything in just one. And like I said, I've kind of been experiencing my own ego death already, but
That's
I
wild,
remember
bro.
just this kept repeating to me when I was laying down. This kept repeating, I kept repeating this to myself. There is no me. I do not exist. And it
Hey, I said that's the part that right there take you so far in the experience when you start. And I said this over time. You got to trick your mind for your mind to better understand things. Like you got to trick your mind from the scary stuff. You got to trick your mind in order to to I am not the body. I am not the mind. You feel me? And it's like I don't know, it just kind of takes you deeper into the experience, you know, into the oneness of becoming that one thing with everything. And you know, I don't know, and I think a lot of people reach it and they get there, they get to that spot, but they just, you know, it's like hard to understand. It's even hard to believe.
was really like clicking and making sense to me at the time. Like it just everything, you know, when you're on shrooms and all these psychedelics, your brain is interacting in ways it's never interacted before. There's neural pathways that are
It was
connecting
bondage,
and
yeah.
talking to each other that have never communicated. So your brain is going crazy, and you can, you know, you just understand things a lot quicker, like on a very deeper level, on a different level, you know? So it's like I felt like I understood everything. I was looking straight up into the sky.
Hey, ain't the look, bro, that's what it feels like because you're connected with everything. Because you don't get the like you don't go through your everyday life knowing that you are everything. You go through your everyday life thinking you're this name, you're this color, you're this person. You go through your everyday life being called by that name. But when you go on shrooms and you get real deep into it, everything just becomes a reflection of your mind. And it doesn't be nothing more than that. And I think that's the, like, it's a beautiful thing, but at the same time, to me, it's
Guy,
like
and I
kind of
felt like
scary.
I was looking directly into the universe, like, and I could understand everything. So this was really cool. Every time I would look into the sky, and a lot during the trip, I would see um Buddhas, like the
Yep.
Buddha figure. You know, like I said, very confident though. I felt very safe with that, and like I just felt like that's a very peaceful energy. You know, they're just meditating, they were just chilling, but I was seeing them everywhere, which has never happened to me on shrooms before. I've never seen stuff like that before, like just Buddha
Mine's
faces, and
always visual.
like
What's up, Skate Punk?
a lot of like Hinduism, like images, and saw the Buddha everywhere, like just making faces out of the sky or in the ground, on the fence, in the trees. I was seeing it everywhere. So, I'm still laying down on the earth, on the ground, and I'm just
On the
in it. The
earth.
sun is hitting me. I felt so good. The rays were hitting me, and oh
Man,
my
thanks for
God,
dropping by.
I just felt so amazing. And so then I remember I'm still laying there and I'm closing my eyes. And then I see like Native Americans. Like it wasn't the whole body, it was just like the face of like three, four Native Americans. And I felt like I got a lot of ancestral vibes. Like they were my ancestors.
Yeah, he said, "Why do we see such complex faces and beings while tripping?" Because I think we connected to all these things. Each one of these things is playing a part within us. Like the video I did earlier was saying something about ancestors, and I think that we don't understand. Like we are the ancestors. When ancestors that were here before us, you feel me? They were the ancestors. Now, at this time, we're the ancestors because when we go, the future generations, that's what they're going to call us. So, all the things that happened before are happening now. Like you got to understand, all time is happening at one time. It doesn't stop. It doesn't go. It don't stop and then go. It's all happening at one time. So everything that came before us, we connected to it. Every energy, every being, every entity, we're connected to it. You feel me? They all exist within here, right? In our mind, bro, which is the endless uh bro, it's there. It's just there and it's never like it's what makes us up. Like all these different things is what make us us. And it's like, and we just don't see it because we're steady being this thing that we were told to be. And so we
Or
push
something
that
like that.
out.
I just felt once again safe and connected. And I felt like they were there for me, like greeting me, welcoming me to this world, to wherever I was going.
Yeah.
'Cause, man, it is a totally different world. You are in a totally different world when you are on this substance, right? Totally
People will
different
never
world.
understand that. Don't do it.
So I felt like they were like greeting me and welcoming me. And I remember just I felt once again very safe and connected. And I saw these Native Americans. And I remember one of them was like handing me something, almost like a pipe or something, like something to smoke. He was just handing me something. And I don't know,
That's
like it's hard to
interesting.
explain, and it felt a lot crazier, obviously. Like, I was
They
like, I
do.
feel like I was coming up with so much realizations, and like everything was just making sense. Like that's what I kept telling myself too. Everything made sense. Like everything, like I felt like I had perfect clarity in my life. I was like, this is where I need it to be at this time. Everything's supposed to be how it is. This is exactly how it's supposed to be with my fucking best friends. Like they were all having a good ass time.
Like it's kind of weird because each moment seems like it makes sense. Like, dang, like, wait, I did this in order to get to this moment. I did this 10 years ago in order so I can reach this moment. And it's like each moment aligns perfectly. It doesn't matter what's going on or what you're going through. Each moment happened for a reason that you created yourself. You probably don't understand. It didn't matter what it was, even if it seemed like it was outside of you. Each moment was created for you, particularly by yourself. And when you on shrooms, you can see it. You can see it clearly. It's not clouded by all these things that we have in front of us now. It's not clouded with that. It's like you clearly see it. You clearly see where you came from. You clearly see your ancestors. You see all these different connections, bro, with nothing blocking it. Nothing blocking it. Not all these, not the spiritual things, like the spiritual things we read, the beliefs we have. Like, it's nothing blocking it. All that gets pushed out the way, and you see the real picture.
And just everything made sense. Just everything was like perfect. And I felt that like I understood everything that was taking place in my life, why it was taking place.
Exactly.
And it was just, yeah, I just remember saying to myself, everything made sense and I understand. I kept saying that to myself as well. Everything made sense and I understand. And like I said, another thing I kept repeating to myself was, there is no me, I do not exist. Because this whole time when I was tripping, I felt like like Gianni did not exist. I felt like I didn't have my own identity. Yeah, it felt like I did not have my own identity. It
You
just
had
felt
the
like I
one you
was
was given.
just like floating, like using this body as a
Hey, you had the one you was given. I'm gonna tell you, bro. Like today, like when we was on the live, and somebody was saying, the foundational black, and I understand that's what the body is. You can call the body whatever you want to call the body, but that thing that exists within everybody, it doesn't have. It doesn't have this. It's the thing that's just being everything. It doesn't have. Don't come with a color. It don't come with a race. It don't come with a language. It don't come with. It's just being everything. You feel me? And each particle that's within life, bro, be playing these games. They put like, it's like a game that you won't be able to see unless you step outside of it. And how can you step outside of something that you don't even know that you was fixed into? So you can't. All you can do is keep playing the same game within the matrix because that's all you know.
vessel to just move in this world, but
Ghost in
like
the shell.
no ego,
Exactly.
no
Exactly.
identity. Seriously, no identity. I was just everything, and I was just one with everything. And I was getting a lot of closed eye visuals, just seeing super crazy stuff. Really, super
Yeah.
crazy stuff.
That's the best part.
Um, so yeah, I'm already closing my eyes and stuff, and I'm seeing all this stuff, and I'm a very spiritual person already. So I feel like things I think about on a daily basis are the astral realm, spiritual beings, entities. I think about that stuff on a regular basis already. So when I'm in this world now, in the shroom world, laying down and I'm closing my eyes and I see all these figures, like
It's a
when
whole
I see
different
all these
ball
figures
game.
coming to me and talking to me, I feel like I'm just like in that world a little bit, in the astral realm or something like that. But this is probably totally different. This is, mushrooms, whatever you're seeing. I don't know. But it was weird. I definitely feel like mushrooms hold an energy and there's a spirit in them. And like these natives came to me and knew like they were welcoming me, greeting me. And so it was just very cool.
Man,
Um,
so many
yeah,
different
where was I gonna
realities
go? I
happening at
lost
one
myself.
time on top of each other.
But yeah, so I'm laying down there, and then I would look up into the sky, and I would see like these figures form in the sky, and like I would just see like a feminine body, I guess, like a feminine looking body, like a lot of feminine energy,
It's
just like
the blue
Mother
lady.
Earth
It's
energy,
the lady.
a lot of feminine energy. I don't know what it was. I would just look up into the sky, and I felt feminine energy. But once again, it was very confident. It was very safe. I felt like connected and just one with everything, man. And I kept thinking to myself while I was laying down, looking into the sky and seeing these Buddhas everywhere and these Hinduism stuff and just the natives, I was like, they understood this world way better than we do now. Like I felt like we were so lost and they knew the truth. And I felt like I could see directly into the truth. I would look up into the sky and I felt like I could just see like directly into the universe. And I just understood like everything.
Hey, hey, look, it's wild, right? Because when you come back, bro, everybody try to make it seem like you don't know what the hell you talking about. When you like even get to explaining this stuff to people that don't understand it, it's like, bro, like I was there, I felt it, I seen it. Like I was there. I I existed a billion years in this mud. I lived so many different lifetimes that I wouldn't expect people to understand that. Many lifetimes, over and over and over again, different people, different nationalities, over and over and over again. It's like a like you it's like you lived forever a lot of times in one experience. And then, I always said, bro, everything comes from the mind. Life is a reflection of the mind. That's why we build the different statues that we have and these different monuments and stuff. You feel me? But it's like kind of weird when you actually go and you see it for yourself and you have the experience. Like, wait,
Seriously,
hold
it
on, let
felt
me
like I
see this
understood
guy.
everything in this world, in the universe. And I just remember
Okay,
telling myself, I
okay,
was like,
I'm gonna
yo,
click
they
that.
knew. The people in Buddha and Hinduism knew what this was and knew how this
I got you.
works
That
and
we'll go to
know
that
the
next.
correct way of life and how to look at life. It's a much simpler way they looked at life. The natives even too. It was a very much simpler way. And I just remember feeling like they knew the truth and they were showing me that. They were showing me what to do and they were showing me like why the life we live, I don't know, like we're lost. And just I just kept saying that to myself too. Like they knew
Yeah.
what it was and how this world worked and the universe and just all that. It was very very cool, man. Very very weird, but very very cool. um my earrings fell out. I jumped in the pool. I'm gonna get to that. So, I get up and, I was laying down for a little while and then I was like, yo, I feel like moving. And I see my little brother just run and he's like jumping around and shit. And I was like, that looked fucking amazing. So I get up, I just started running. I felt like I could make these crazy jumps, like thank God I didn't try no crazy shit, but I felt like I could do anything. I was like running, jumping, sprinting, and just doing like a lot of parkour shit. And we were outside. I have a pool in my backyard and I'm standing on the edge of the pool and I'm looking down at it and I'm like, that would be crazy if I went to the pool. I would enter a whole nother world again. And I was like, damn, should I go in the pool? And I didn't even think. And I just fell back and dropped in. It felt like I was like baptized. I just fell back and just dropped in like that. And
He said
they
it
all
felt
saw
like I
me. They
was
were like, what the fuck is he
baptized.
doing? And I
Hey,
came out and I was like, oh my God, that was
hey, you know what though? If you think about it, when you look at kids, they don't have no restraints. Like, like they can be doing this, and this will be like the most amazing thing to them, and you'll just be looking like, what does they do? Like, what is you doing? It's like, stop that. And it's like, no, they just having fun, bro. They don't have the restraints that we have. And it's like once you start just kind of doing what they doing, you be like, oh shit, it's like, this is fun. But dang, he said he hit the pool and was like felt
amazing.
baptized. No, that shit felt
Whatever. And the
good.
water just felt so cool. Thank God the water was warm too, but the water just felt like so cool to be in. And once again, I felt like a whole nother, like the vibe can change so quick on shrooms, like whatever thoughts you're having can dictate the whole trip. Whatever environment around you, it like can play a role how the trip will be, I guess. Set and setting plays a huge role when you take shrooms.
Yeah.
So please be careful with that too. You don't want to be doing this and no, I know a lot of people take them as like a club, a party drug, but you have to be careful because you never know what the fuck could happen and where your mind's gonna go on these drugs, and it just feel really intense and scary sometimes if you're not in the right place. But if you are in the right place, it could feel like euphoria, like straight euphoric feelings, and that's what we were experiencing. We were experiencing straight euphoria. We were laughing. We were saying we feel like a kid again, like we were getting like all these childhood memories, and we could like see them so clearly. All of us
Man.
were like experiencing these same memories together that we shared together as child.
Man, ain't that some shit? Like when you can see your whole life right in front of you, like it's almost like a TV screen to where you can just hit the little thing and go like this and fast forward to different parts of your life. Every aspect of it. Like from the beginning, like I seen my shit all the way from like when I was like probably 4 years old all the way to the end. It went past to where I was now. And that's why I even question that. I go, dang, man, everything already happened. People don't understand. Life already happened. This is just a reflection of life. Life already did its thing. It already played through. This is the reflection. That's how come on shrooms you can go to the future. You can go to the past. You can go to anywhere on the timeline of life. And it's like, bro, sometimes it don't make sense.
And it was just coming back, and we were experiencing that again, and it was just we felt like a kid again. Like we literally felt like a kid again. I felt like I was reliving my childhood a little bit, like childhood memories. Um, so yeah, I jumped in the
See,
pool, whatever. I get out, and then I was like, "Yo, I probably wasn't coming down, but I was like, we were just chilling, and I was like,
some
yo,
orange juice.
I told my boy Frankie, like, yo, let's smoke some weed now. You know what I'm saying? Let's smoke some weed. Let's get a
Let's
nice
go
little
take it
spliff
back
going. Let's
up.
get that tobacco rush. I felt like the natives. That's what like he was handing me. He was handing me like a little pipe or some shit to smoke. Like something to
Dang.
smoke, like tobacco. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna smoke a spliff right now. So Frankie rolls up a spliff. I get out the pool. I got my towel on, and now all them boys are about to go in the pool too. They're like, yeah, I definitely want to do that. So we're smoking the spliff now, and we're just chilling. And you know, um, as I'm smoking it, we're still vibing. I'm still having a good ass time. And then we roll up another one. We roll up a pure, and we're smoking this pure, right? And this is where it gets a little weird. You got to be careful with the cannabis and shrooms mix because it can create a weird mix. And if you're not comfortable with both substances, then I would not recommend it. But, a lot of people do.
Hey, when I first did it, it's almost like it's almost like the cannabis integrated with the shrooms, and it's like, bro, when I talk about, it's like they were having a conversation, and I was standing back watching them talk to each other, and I'm like going, how did the shrooms become a person, and how did the cannabis become a person? Like I was confused. I'm sitting back watching them vibe, and I'm just like, wait, hold on, bro, this is weird as hell. But most of the time, when I did smoke cannabis, like on the journey, it was
Like
beautiful.
smoking on mushrooms, but for me, sometimes it just creates a little bit of paranoia and it just creates this weird mix that I really don't like and can lead to a bad trip sometimes for me. So, um, we're smoking this joint, and then my little brother looks at me and he's like, yo, I'm kind of having like a bad trip now. And we were having an amazing trip before, but he looks at me now, he's like, yo, I'm kind of having like a bad trip now. And I was getting lost in my thoughts now already, too.
Yeah,
Like
they
that could happen,
friends.
you will just get lost in one thought, getting taken from one place to another. And yeah, so we were just sitting there, and
It's
then he
all a
tells me, "Yo,
mind
like,
thing.
I'm kind of getting these weird thoughts now." And then I was like, "Oh shit," because I know what like that could feel like.
High
I've done
school
research on what a
buddies.
bad trip could feel like, and I've heard people, and I didn't want this to happen because we were just feeling so much euphoria and so much ecstasy, and then to go to that feeling and those thoughts now, and I can almost guarantee it was the weed. You know what I'm saying? Because we were chilling before, and then we smoked this weed, and we start to feel a little paranoia and shit and little weird thoughts, and it could be really scary sometimes. It just feels like you are doomed. Like it feels like you are just digging a hole and you are doomed. Like the world is ended and you are gonna be in this state forever. It just feels like hell. Like it seriously just feels like hell.
Yeah, because that part, that aspect of it, it seems like forever too. And it took me years to get past the scariness of of psychedelics, of mushrooms, or whichever psychedelic I was diving into. It took me a minute, but once I did, it was like even the scariness, like, I started to like not laugh at it, but I started to just kind of sit back and let it happen. Because you don't understand, like, being in the body deals with so much trauma, right? Anything can set that trauma off. You had so many bad experiences in your life that it, like, seeing something can set that off. It can trigger it. You feel me? Like, this is one thing that we don't understand about the mind, is that the mind is always keeps itself prepared for something to happen when it knows something can go wrong in this situation that it went wrong before. So it's always in that fight or flight mode. And once it recognizes that thing right there at that time, it could be anything. It could be a rock on the ground that might look like something. It could be like a stick that might look like a snake type shit. And the mind will go into that mode. And like when it does, all you if you pay attention, you'll see you'll know what activated it, what made it turn like it was going to be a bad trip if you actually pay attention. But you got to understand the mind does this all the time because you can get triggered by something somebody say to you. Like we do that too. Like people will be saying something and two words will come off wrong and that'll trigger it and you'll be like, man, what the fuck you say? You feel me like that? Like you like it's
But then
certain
something
triggers.
hit me, and I want to get to that. He's coming inside now. He's like, yo, I just need to go inside. So I was like, all right, I got to check on him, because I got to make sure he's good. I don't want him feeling no type of way, because I don't want him to experience a bad trip, and I know people need to experience what they need to experience, but it was just the fact that we were just having an amazing time and now we smoked
Mm-hmm.
weed, and I did not want that shit to turn sideways. I did not want that shit to go sideways. And so I come inside
Ambulance is
and
going
I
off
see
at
him
this
there,
time.
and I'm starting to talk to him a little bit, and I'm tripping my ass off now because I'm high on weed now too and on shrooms, and it felt like a whole nother trip after.
Hey, but you see how one person experience of having a bad trip or could be a bad trip, how it spreads to everybody. Like this is how we're all affected in everything that goes on in the world. One thing could happen and it spreads and it affects everybody. Like because everybody's going to look at it and they're going to have their own thing about it. But he now he's tripping because he think his brother is having a bad trip. So now he starts to have a bad trip himself.
We smoked the weed, it felt like a whole other trip now, right? You start to see a little different visuals. Everything starts to look a little 3D blocky. Like that's the shroom and weed mix. Like everything starts to look like 3D blocky, cartoonish. Like
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, you can get some really weird thoughts when you do this, and you gotta be careful because, like I said, it just feels like you are doomed. Like literally, that's the best way to describe it. Like you were just digging a hole, and
And it
it gets
gets
it gets getting
deeper,
deeper and deeper and worse and
deeper
worse,
and
and you don't know
deeper.
how to get out. You know
And
so
we
I'm
do
trying to
that
talk
every
to him
day
because I did not want
in
him to
real
experience
life.
that. Like I care for him so much, and I just wanted him to be good, and I wanted him to just experience a good time, really. So I'm talking to him, and then I start like venting and ranting to him, and I start bawling my eyes out. I have not cried like that in so long. I have never like cried like that in a while, like legit bawling tears out, and it felt good because I guess that's raw emotion just really coming out. But I was just telling them, I was like, yo, I fucking love you. I got you. You're good, you know? And then he's probably tripping his ass off still. I didn't realize that I was coming off a little maybe too heavy sometimes, and that could trip someone out too, Like I forgot we were on
Exactly.
different levels. He only took about like 1.5
Exactly.
G's or something like that.
Like
And I
that's what I'm saying. Like you like but this is the one thing that a lot of people don't understand about the psychedelic experience. The life is the psychedelic experience. So like he's saying like how he started balling and now I'm making him feel some type of way because he made me feel some type of way and now we just hitting the ball back and forth. The same some type of way ball back and forth, bro. Like but this is what we do in real life. This is what we do in real life, and we don't understand that those little things stick with us forever, bro. They stick with us.
was on like an eighth of shrooms, 3.3, and so I'm like, I was like, yo, give me a fucking hug, bro. Like I hugged him. I told him I loved him so much. I got you. Like you are good, bro. You are good. And something hit me. I told him, I was like, yo, how did we just experience those amazing heaven like states? And now we're going into these dark, doomed, like feels like there's like monsters over you, like just paranoid state. So something hit me. I was like, hold up. If we can experience both of this, we really are just the observer of whatever is taking place in this life. We are the observer of this
Boom,
experience. And I
boom.
tried to explain that to him. I said, step back for a second and try to watch your thoughts as much as possible because you are not your fucking thoughts.
Exactly. Exactly. Boy, I'm telling you, I like this when somebody that don't trip all the time actually see it. And it's like, wait, hold on for a minute. Like all these things that's going through my mind, they not even my thoughts. These are the thoughts that was here when I got here. These thoughts existed before me. This thing existed before me. So I'm observing this thing, and as I'm observing it, I'm making the thing into be me. I'm putting it, I'm saying it's me. I'm saying I'm black. I'm saying I'm Booker. I'm saying I'm True Life Stories. No, this is the thing. Actually, this is what this thing does. When everything that comes into life, this is just what it does. And then you start to play like you're the thing. And it's like, no, and that's why you have the ups and downs.
And that
This is
shit hit
dope.
me when we were experiencing
This
these
is dope.
ecstasy, euphoric states
That's
to
dope.
these fucking hell states. Like, just, you feel like you are doomed, like I said. I was like, wait a minute. I stepped back and I said, if we can experience both of that in like a matter of like
Just like
just
that.
time, like that, seconds or whatever, minutes, like it just switched, just shifted like that. I said, if we could experience both of that, we seriously must be the observer, you know? We try to judge everything good or
That's
bad,
deep.
but it really just is. Everything just is. We put labels and concepts on this stuff, but everything really just is. And that shit hit me yesterday.
Exactly.
I told him, I was like, bro,
Everything just is. He said, let's say, I think the permanent effects can make people feel like they're on a tightrope in the experience. Yes, yes, exactly.
remember
Exactly.
a couple things. Number one, all is well. Okay, all is well. And number two, this too shall pass. This too shall fucking pass. Because whatever you were
Exactly.
experiencing will go away at one point. I was trying to tell him, remember that we
Just
will
gonna
be
come
out
and
of this
go.
state soon, this state of mind soon, and the sun will come up tomorrow, and we could talk about this shit and laugh about this shit and just understand it better. And I'm so grateful that we experienced both sides of that light and dark side of that trip, because I feel like I gained a lot.
And I'm kind of glad he said that because now I'm saying, damn, like that's what I actually turned in on the experience. I started to become just the observer. Like you feel me? Like I'm just watching the experience. You feel me? Sometimes I'll watch to the point to where I'll become all of the experience. You feel me? Which is like what we're trying to do here. But like when you think about the body, like this body is already programmed to do certain things, to be certain things. The body is almost like a car. Like a car, when you get in the car, a car is programmed to drive. It's made to drive. It's made to do certain things. It wasn't made to fly, so it's not going to fly. So, but when you get in it, you don't call yourself the car, but in a sense you are becoming the car. Did become you. You are becoming the car. So the same thing is with the body. We come into the body and we get to thinking that we're the body, and we really not. We're watching the body. That's why I said the God complex. You feel me? Because we try to control the body and make the body do all the things we want the body to do, instead of sitting back kind of letting the body do what it do and watching the body. No, we try to control it because that's what we do once we get in this thing. And really reality is just do going. It's going. It's just being all these things at one time by itself. It really doesn't even need an observer for it to keep going. It's almost like how people building these AI computers. Somebody sent me an AI thing and they said, "Look at this," and I'm like watching it, and dude telling the AI like, you're gonna just be this type of person and you're gonna work here." And then the AI, once it started doing that, it started factoring in its own things to do within that thing. You feel me? Like it started making up its own mind of doing this and doing that and doing the things. It like this should be trippy, bro.
A lot
This
more
shit is
out of it
trippy.
like that. And that's why you have to be careful if you are looking into shrooms. I would suggest doing a lot of research, and because before you jump into them, because you don't know how you're going to react to this stuff. Everyone reacts differently. Everyone has a different experience.
Yeah.
You know, it's never the same for everyone. It is never the same for everyone. So if you have the awareness of what this drug can do to you, of what, you know, I don't even like to call it a drug. I look at it as medicine. Seriously, that was a therapy session. Yesterday was a fucking therapy session. It felt like, they say, you know, mushrooms can feel like years of therapy in one day, and that's seriously what it felt like. I felt like years of just therapy and understanding and experience in fucking hours,
I mean,
man. It
you
was
connected with the
crazy.
universe.
And I told him, I said, bro, this too shall pass. Try and step back away from your thoughts. I know it's hard because we're high as fuck right now. We are tripping our ass off. We are high as fuck on mushrooms, on weed. We are high
On
as fuck.
mushrooms, it's kind of
So I
easier
know it's
though.
hard, you know? But try and just step back and watch these thoughts and just remember you are the observer. You are not these thoughts. You are not whatever the fuck you're thinking about, you know? Observe it and don't judge it good or bad. It just is, and just observe it, man.
That was dope. Let me see if I can get this one right here that you just sent me, Zach. Let me see. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, wow, okay, okay, yeah, we can. Oh, I remember this dude right here. I remember this dude. Wait, hold on. Let me take this one down. Go to this other one, y'all. Zach, I remember this guy right here. Uh, I thought I had did a video on one of his videos a long time ago. This was a minute ago. He took 30 grams though. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I think I did a video on this guy like a long time ago, if I'm mistaken. And I think I talked to him.
Hello,
He came to the channel before.
this is the
Hey, what are you doing, bro? So many tabs open. Let me close that one. Like this Ozo son, 30 grams. Man, man, my stuff I ain't never did this before. Dang, it's my internet. This thing ain't never tripped. Wow. I think my internet tripping. What the hell is going on? Hey, how did I switch that? Exactly. I do the same thing, bro. I think still look paused. This probably was this the wrong one? Oh my god. Wow. One thing my what's the name is tripping.
unconsciously with these sorts of issues and problems, you know. And the thing about the
Dang, this
mushroom
should
is
been
that
a
it goes
long
with
time.
everything.
But
So if
yeah,
you, you
you
know, while you're a carpenter, take fucking build up your mushrooms. You become a strong man.
okay, I got you right now. Let me find. Oh, okay. It's this one. Hey, I think I know this dude too, man. I think I know this dude too. Let's see. I think I know this guy too. If I ain't mistaken. All right, let's see. Who's this? Abdul Wilkins.
Peace, Universal Family. This is Brother Dooley, aka the Beantown Ghetto Shaman.
Yeah, I
Hope
think I
everyone's
seen him
doing well,
before too.
doing fantastic out there. It's been a while since I did a video, um, but I went on a wonderful journey, a wonderful shaman journey the other day, and I felt a lot of
One
people
for him.
requested that I share some of the experiences that I had surrounding that journey. So I felt that if it could benefit anybody out there, then share. If it doesn't resonate with you, just keep it moving. But first and foremost, for those who might not seen any of my videos before, what I do for work is I do natural healings with people, and I'm a massage therapist, and I also been doing energy work for over 10 years, and qigong and tai chi over almost over 20 years. So and also I was raised I have two parents who are very spiritual minded individuals, and have imparted a lot of wisdom and knowledge on me since day one. And then I realized through doing a lot of this spiritual work and seeing even some of my past lives that I've been doing this work myself as a soul for many lifetimes. And so, it's interesting, interesting stuff. First and foremost, for those who might be new to this path of self awareness or self realization, self cultivation, there's many ways to get there. I don't really promote a level of dogma or a level of saying that there's only one way, my way is better, my way or the highway type of stuff. I think that's
Exactly.
I don't think that's very wise to do. I think just like they have so many personalities out there, there's so many ways that people resonate to this reality. I think as many personalities that are out there, you have as many spiritual paths or many different ways to learn about the real you. you know so, in regard to shamanism, which in many ways, if you look at it from a historical perspective, on this planet itself, it's the oldest spiritual system around, and shamanism, the word shamanism really stems all the way back to um, Siberia, and and that whole region over there. But, there's different words for what we call medicine men and medicine women, and you always had a shaman throughout different cultures. You always had shamans throughout different races, and basically the
Hmm.
shaman or the medicine man, medicine woman is the person within the community that had direct access to the spirit realm or the spiritual world, and they use the tool of putting themselves in trance-like states to access certain information or be the bridge between the physical and the spiritual world. So the shaman played many different roles in the community. It played the role of a healer, played the role of a dream interpreter. They played the role of being able to, for prophecy, to being able to know when things were to become. So you have people like, for instance, Geronimo, who was a shaman and who would leave his physical body, and his spirit would be able to hover above, have a bird's eye view to see the enemy when the Native Americans were going to war, and they would be able to plot out and say, hey, they over here, this and that. They posted up. Same thing with Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman was a shaman as well, and she would use her psychic abilities to be able to navigate through the Underground Railroad with much success. So you had very historical figures throughout the world who had a shamanistic approach to life. Myself, over the years, especially Tai Chi and Qigong and even Reiki, I had a wonderful Reiki class the other day. I had initiated 4 Reiki masters who are out now doing their thing, teaching people. But the energy work for me is a very important work. I realized that, especially doing this energy work, you learn how to clear your aura. You learn how to clear a lot of psychic junk that might be accumulating on your auric field. You learn how to be able to clear things so you could feel more at peace, so you could feel more happy, so forth. Be more healthier. But let me jump into my actual mushroom experience. Again, the shaman utilizes altered states of mind, or trance-like states of mind. So the shaman might use drums, for instance, using the drum or the rattle to bring them into an altered state, or to change their brain waves. If y'all heard about delta waves, different brain waves that actually deal with certain states of mind. So they use the sound, they use the dance. A lot of times shamans would go into these ecstatic dances, which allowed them to go into a higher state of mind, or an altered state of mind. And then you had shamans that would actually use plant medicine or use mushroom medicine to be able to get in that state of mind as well. Not to say any of these methods that one are better than the other. It's whatever you resonate with and whatever floats your boat. You know what I mean? Exactly. So for me, I try to utilize all these different ways to get there, but I particularly enjoy using the psilocybin or the mushroom medicine, which I've been experimenting in exploring psilocybin since I was in college. So that's like probably that's over 10 years ago. So I say about 11, 12 years ago, I've really been exploring this thing with psilocybin. And for a long time, I was just taking 5 grams, which there's this guy, this psychonaut, which his name is Terrence McKenna, which a lot of people who are in the psychedelic community know about him. And he would say it was the hero's journey, or the heroic dose of 5 grams that he told a lot of people, which is a good start for people to take. But I've been increasing my dosage over the years, and I've been increasing my dosage particularly because I encountered this wonderful elder named Baba Kalindi E. Baba Kalindi is a great teacher, great martial artist, and a great man. And
if y'all don't know, Kalindi came here, talked before. I think this guy came to the channel before too, if I ain't mistaken.
And I had the opportunity so many years ago to be at UMass Amherst and to speak with him on a panel there. And people were doing this thing on exploring psychedelics and stuff. And I was speaking that day on urban shamanism, and how we could fit the ancient ways of shamanism, and how we could fit that in the hood, how we could be able to fit that in urban settings to be able to awaken and heal people. So, and then I had an opportunity where Kalindi invited me to Detroit to speak to the people out there, where it was fantastic, and I met a lot of great people out there.
Dope.
So it was Kalindi who actually had me start increasing my dosage, and the highest I went up to, I did, as I was telling you, I did 5, then I started going to 10, then 15, then eventually 20, then I got up to 25, and and I think the 25 point was like, whoa, okay, I'm gonna slow down with such a high dosage for a minute, because that was deep. But then the other day I said, I'm ready again to go to a real high dose, and I took 31.5 grams of mushrooms, dried psilocybin mushrooms, and it was amazing. It was amazing. First and foremost, that's what Kalindi would call the heroic big dose, 30 grams and up. And so I wanted to explore this. I wanted to see what Kalindi and some of these other people were saying with these high dosage and how they could really affect you. So I decided to take this high dose, and I decided to take it at this time because myself, I notice when things seem a little shaky in my world, or when things seem like
That's when I
things are kind
dive
of
in.
stagnant. For me, that's the time when I go to the sacred
That's
medicine,
me
because I've
too.
learned
That's
over the
when I
years it
dive.
really helps clarify a lot of things. It helps clear a
It
lot of
seems
things.
like life is
For
getting
people who
lit.
might not be familiar with mushrooms and stuff, because we have a lot of propaganda and a lot of misinformation, some people might hear the word magic mushrooms or psilocybin mushrooms, and automatically their mind runs to a place or is triggered by that word, and they automatically think or associate it with drugs. Say some people, oh, that's a drug he's talking about, or he's getting high. No, I'm not talking about that. Don't get me wrong. There are people out there that take these things from a recreational point of view and want to take it to get trippy and all that. But when you do the history on psilocybin and how they were used traditionally through a lot of indigenous people, they were used as a tool for healing and being able to learn more about yourself in this reality. So
Like it's kind of weird because like now I'm at that point to where I feel like it doesn't matter how you take them. It don't matter if if you partying or like it's you. It's like it's you, bro. So it doesn't matter how you do it because I think I did it in every setting.
I always encourage people, even if you're going to explore the mushrooms, to explore it from a place of sacredness and respect, because when you approach it from that, you get more from it.
You ever hear of sacred mushrooms of the cross? Yeah, the sacred mushrooms and the cross. Yeah, we talked about that years ago. We talked about that a long time ago. The sacred mushroom and the cross. Do we get
Okay, so
do he get into the
that's how I always
experience?
approach my mushrooms. You know, um, when I'm about to do a session, I set my intention, which most of the time it's saying that please, may I be open to healing, may it be open to whatever things that I might need for
What
myself.
it
And
do?
I always sage my mushrooms and stuff, and put myself in a sacred place so I could be ready for that journey. You know what I mean? Because
Good.
I think that's the most important thing when you're starting to set an intention or set up a type of vibration like that, you get more from it. So when I took my dosage, the first thing that happened was that, and this happened to me other times too. So I've kind of noticed this pattern, but I
That's
started
true.
doing this throw up without liquid coming out. So it was like this purging that I was doing. And again, I think for myself at least, this is a pattern I would always see, that the mushrooms would do inner cleansing or a purging of some sort. And again, like I said, even healers ourselves, we walking out this door, every day, and then encountering all kinds of pollution, chemtrails, thought forms, a lot of negative thought forms and stuff, and from people and things. These things stick on your auric field. So we have to constantly learn how to cleanse our auric field, and I teach that in Reiki and Qigong and stuff. But then it might be even things that might even be brewing in you that you might not even be aware of sometimes. So when I first took these mushrooms, there was this purging that I was doing, and it was like this throw up without throw up. So I was like, ugh, 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 and letting this negative energy or whatever out of me. After that happened, what was interesting, I can't tell you everything that happened because it was a lot. So I try to highlight the things that really stuck out. But one thing that was really interesting is that it was some relatives in my family. I won't mention their name because I don't want, their own privacy. But basically, these beings, I seen some lower dimensional beings messing with these people, from the astral, from the spirit realm, astral realm. And so I went and I approached these beings. I was like, listen, you're not going to mess with so-and-so no more. You know what I mean? You're going to let this person go. And one of these beings looked like a reptilian looking alien with these red eyes and all that. And I literally, I warned it. I was like, you could either go back to your dimension or, I'm going to obliterate you. It's going to be a wrap for you. You know what I mean? So, the being didn't take my warning. So I had to fuck it up, and I handled that, you know what I mean? And I did that for another person that's very close to me too, where I seen this being that was on her, and I had to eradicate that, you know what I mean? So, again, a lot of the work with the mushrooms I see, at least for me in my journeys, where I'm at now, is sometimes it's just doing a lot of uh, exorcisms, or the level of clearing a lot of negative stuff around people. Um, and a lot of times when I take the mushrooms, I'm able to see the stuff around people even more clear. What was interesting too is a very significant person of mine I seen in her work field. And Kalindi talked about this, so it's funny that I experienced this. I was seeing these energetic tattoos. You know what I mean? And Baba Kalindi talks a lot about this, how when we talk about tattooing, because tats ain't nothing new. You know what I mean? When we think of
Hey, yeah, it's if you a follower, like it's crazy because like when it comes to even psychedelics or whatever, if you already, this is why they said if you don't believe in something, you gonna fall for anything. And despite whether it's psychedelics, you like it don't need to be psychedelics for people to join these crazy cults. We see all these weird churches. Like we just did a video about the dude at the church where everybody in the church call him daddy. They not on psychedelics. See, this is the thing about our minds. Once you start getting into our minds, we have so many different ideas and things going on, and we try to tie it to everything. But usually it does already fit everything already. So, even with the psychedelics, yes, you have like you got people that meditate and do meditative classes that take advantage of people. You got this is happening in every aspect of the way. You feel me? Like that's just something that people do as people. Like when we learn something and we got to go teach it to somebody else, we start teaching it in order to take them over, in order to consume their body and make their body our body and make them, fit our what we're doing and doing the things that we do. That's what we need to know. You feel me? And it's like, I'm not here to do that. I'm just here to shine light on things that are just happening that we just see and let you know that you're already everything. So anything that you call yourself seeing and you saying this is that, yes, it is that. You know why? Because you said it was. So it's going to be that just for you.
tattoo culture. A lot
How
of
it
people
works.
might you think of punk rockers, or bikers, or even your current hip hop culture, but tattoos are old as humanity itself. And when you look at someone's auric field, you can see a tattoo pattern on himself. So this very close person who I was seeing these patterns on her face, these elaborate patterns going down her neck and stuff, and all these tattoos, they symbolize certain things about you, about your galactic origins, about your tribal origins, about your karmic relations to yourself and all that. So I found that was fascinating looking at her, seeing this. Also, what came up in this journey was I tapped into the universal archetype of the divine feminine, Shakti. I got a vision that I was seeing all these women around the world, and they were vibrating at this high frequency, and it was affecting the earth. Literally, the earth's frequency was changing. And what I got from that vision was that the Earth's frequency is changing, but particularly this new energy that's coming in there. You're going to see more woman empowerment coming up. You're going to see more of the goddess energy rising up, and I found that was interesting. Also, past lives stuff came up for me in this journey.
Yeah, because like from my perspective, like, and I'll be hating to say this because seeing it from this perspective, it just always throws me off, bro. Like all women is the same woman. You feel me? Like all zebras is the same zebra. All lions is the same lion. Like all the female lioness is the same. One is actually just one. You feel me? Split into many different perspectives to look at being a lion in so many different ways. And like that's what I feel about like us as humans. Like we split in all these different ways, but we're all the same human. It's only really one human, and it's like
I was able to see my one of my daughter's past lives, and in this particular life, she was a Asian woman, and it was I looked like it was around the time of in Japan, around the samurai time. And what was so interesting is I was able to see her death. And what happened was that she had a very violent death. These assassins literally cut up her body into pieces. And my daughter came in the astral world, and we was both able to witness this. Now, this ain't the first time my daughter was able to be in the astral world with me. My daughter and my son, very old spirits, and I'll tell you something about my son in a minute. But with my daughter
That'd
there,
be
I was
crazy.
my daughter, me and my daughter was watching this scene. It was like a movie literally in front of us. And I was telling her, I was saying that you can let go of this experience now. You know what I mean? That this pain that you've been holding on from so many lifetimes ago, you can let that go. And I was like, death doesn't have to be a bad thing. It doesn't have to be a negative thing. Actually, I told her go to death and kiss death. So it was that itself was it was very deep. And then I started seeing some other past life things where it was a good friend of mine. I seen how she was connected to me in another past life, that we were married, and then this other friend of mine, how we were connected. So, I mean, the thing that's I find interesting is that people that are around you, friends, family, what have you, it's a guarantee that y'all have been around each other for many lives.
Bro, it's wild because they showed this on the Wizard of Oz when he went over to Oz. When he got back, when Dorothy went over there and Dorothy got back and she was laying on the bed, like, like they waking her up, and she like, Auntie M, hey, you was there, and you was there, and you was there, you was the Tin Man. You feel me? You was the lion. You like, bro, it's weird because each person that you come in contact with in a past life, you knew that person. Whether they could have been a relative, they could have been a close friend of the family, they could have been a brother, they could have been a sibling, they could have been somebody that you was in a relationship with. This is the craziest thing, bro, because like when I dove in that time and I was off the 4ACO and I seen the realm, I'm in this realm and it's like Ozo, like Ozo living in the apartments next door to me. You feel me? I'm living this lifetime like because once you get in the lifetimes and you see them, you get memories of them. And see, we look at it, see, we'll say different lifetimes. No, it goes further than that. We're talking about not just lifetimes, we're talking about realities, many different realities, an infinite amount of realities that you're coming into life and you're living over and over again. So the reality that I lived in and Ozo lived in the place. Ozo was like the speaker, like he was the one that knew about, the stars, the quasars and all the stuff. And he used to talk about it, but in that reality, it wasn't no TVs. TVs and shit like that just didn't exist in that reality. And like I have memories of us doing stuff like how we used to get to his house and like go through this little crack that was in the gate that they tried to put a gate up in order to block it, but we'll still be able to squeeze through the brick wall, bro. It was so much, it was so crazy. And then even me being in college, like as a college student watching Just Tie on the TV, I had so many experiences to where certain people that I came in contact with over my lifetime, I lived in whole different realities with this person. But this is another thing you have to understand also when you're going about your daily life, different people that you meet, you're also creating realities at the same time. You're not just creating this life right here within your mind. You're creating many different realities at one time with any person, anybody that you even come across that you have a conversation with that you could have just, went to a store clerk and bought something. You can create a whole lifetime with that person within your mind. Like literally. And the cool thing about it is that will exist within your subconscious mind and you won't even know about it. But within your subconscious mind back there, that reality, that thing will think it's alive and it will know that it is alive and it is a person and it will live a whole life without you inside of you. And this is like what we do every day, like almost every moment we do this without even knowing that we're creating all these different lifetimes over and over again. It's like that's what this is right here. This is a lifetime that was created within an entity. You feel me? And like we're doing the same thing. That's why we like when we go and we travel, that's why we can go to all these different places and we can see all these different realities that exist within us. Like just think about it. How are you going to see something that's outside of you? Like all these things are happening within us because we're a part of everything already. So it's like once you create this thing like with your, like, say you got an ex-girlfriend, you feel me, y'all broke up. Within you, you have a whole life still going on that you living with that person, that you lived out with that person back here in your subconscious mind. Like with everybody you came in contact with, everybody you talk to, this is what's happening. This is on a daily though. It's not just now. Like each moment creates an infinite amount of times, an infinite amount of of existing within each moment that is happening. So it's like even if somebody come up to you and they give you $20, infinite amount of moments happening right there to where, okay, this time they gave you $20, this time they gave you 100, they wrote you a check for 1 million, this time, you feel me, like an infinite amount, bro, and it happens within you. And it's like, on mushrooms, do you see this? You see this? She said, what she said, the Wizard of Oz was tragic, I think. The Tin Man died from all the toxins, the pain. Bunch of people died. The midget hanging in the background, he hung himself. Uh, that's life. Like Debbie Downer, that's life. That's life. Everybody's going to die. This body is going to die. That's what happens. That's what makes the story so dope, because the thing that you are that's in there doesn't die. So the best story that it could have for itself is death, because it doesn't die. It can't die. It lives forever, over and over and over and over and over again. So if it could come up with a story of death and seem like it died, that would be the best story ever, is death. And it'll be scared of it. The body will be scared of it. But the thing that's existing that you are, that's deep in there, that thing can't die. It goes on from person to person to person. It will never die. It can't. It's impossible. It's it will never die. It will never die. It can't.
Times like coincidence
Yeah,
of
it's
having
crazy.
friends with somebody in your life, and like basically saying that there is no coincidence, there was a connection there before. And that kind of brings up something I was thinking about. I was checking out this guy named Jason. His name is Jason Quit. He's this European dude. Very interesting. I stumbled upon some of his videos on YouTube, and I
Like
find this guy
came as
very
a midget
interesting. One
before
is
you
that
was
he's
dope,
into
remember?
shamanism and also
You
qigong.
just
So
created that
automatically,
right
that stuff
now. So it
resonates with me.
happened.
So, but what he was saying in his qigong, the guy was saying that a lot of the ancient postures, or even the ancient Egyptian or Kemetic statues that you might see the pharaohs in, these were ancient qigong stances. And for those who might not be familiar with qigong, is in the same family as tai chi. It's exercises that promote the life force energy in you. So he was saying in his video how, like, for instance, you might see an ancient statue of some of the pharaohs with their hand like this to their heart, their hand down there. He was saying he would mimic some of these statues, and he noticed that his energy was getting stronger, that his auric field was getting stronger. And I just found that was interesting, because
I
when
think
we
that's
think
why
of
we're
some of
trying to
these
create
martial
it.
arts or some of these art
I
forms,
think we're trying to create a place for, but it's wild, bro. Because dang, man. Like the one thing that I hate to do is I hate to get into all these different things, because you got to understand, like, once you create it, like, it's going to be that. But this thing that is happening, this thing is going to go on forever and ever and ever and ever, right? Like forever. Like even when you think you're not here, you're gonna come back as something else. You might come back as a midget, as a little person. We ain't gonna call them midgets, they call little persons now. You might come back you probably have come back as a little person on several occasions. You feel me? But you gotta understand that the thing that is creating this thing is actually being everything at one time. So the small perspective of us being the observer, looking back, looking at ourselves, trying to be what we came into life, and people started saying, "Hey, your name is Debbie." So you feel me, Debbie Downer, and and this is what you do. You're a white person, you do this, and and you're a female, and and they put this thing on us to where once we started to act like we wasn't driving the car no more. We became the car. We became the vehicle, and we stopped, just really just trying to drive it or watch it or see what it do, bro. And it's like that thing that's in there, the mind is infinite. It's infinite. That thing lives and becomes everything at one time. It's being everything. So it don't even look at it how we look at it. This is how we look at life. We come up with all these different things because we're always trying to, because we want this body wants to live forever. And it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. One thing it is going to do is going to experience life in every which way. And in every which way that it experiences life is going to be another part of it, an aspect of itself over there going, hey, that's the wrong way to do it, but it happened. Everything that's happening, you can't say it's the wrong way to do it because it already happened or it's already happening. So it's like this is why everything is happening because life is experiencing itself in every which way. That's what life does. So it's almost like I explain it like dominoes. When you set dominoes up in a certain way and you push that first one, they fall down in that line that they're supposed to fall down in. You don't see the dominoes jump over there or jump over there. So it's like life. Like each instant of life, each moment helps create the next moment. It sets up for the next moment, for the next moment, for the next moment, for the next moment. So it's like it's not even you creating the moments. It's the moments are actually creating themselves from your beliefs or from from your ideas, from your standpoints. It's like they're creating themselves as they go, like over and over again. And we put ourselves in it and we say, oh, we're the one doing it. But it's like, bro, all this shit was already done. It was here before. It was already it's like the game. Like we play the game and we see it happening on the game. And it's like, on the game on GTA, it's programmed to only do so much. Each thing that you do on GTA was a program that was put in GTA for you to be able to do. You can't do nothing outside of that unless you hack the game and then you start doing things that the game wasn't programmed to do. Everything else that was there was programmed for the game to do. So when you think you're doing donuts or you think you're robbing stores and getting away with it, you think you're picking people up in the car, it was programmed to do that. You only made the choice of what program you was going to use. It's the same with life. The life is already a program. It's already happening. You just deciding on what programs you want to use as you go. You decide you pointing at that one and then you're not even doing that. You're not even doing that because each action there's a reaction. And that action that happened is the reaction. Each moment is just a reaction to the last moment of where it started from the beginning of the first domino that got pushed down. You feel me? It's like it's trippy, but when you get to diving in psychedelics, you can clearly see it. It's hard to explain and hard to kind of put it in perspective for people to really understand it when we already think we're doing what we're doing. But like, it's like it's crazy. So, I think we can be living multiple lives all at the same time. Maybe I'm also living as a dolphin and a dog right now. I'm telling you, it's the same mind, bro. It's the same mind living as insects. You feel me? I was driving today and I was looking at the trees. I said, "Damn, is it that too?" It's like, yeah, because when you dive in, you become one with everything. Like it ain't no separation. Like there's no separation between me and this bottle. When I take a good dose of shrooms, there's no separation. I become everything. There's no beginning, there's no end, there's no time, there's all these things. It's like, bro, you just become all of it. And like it's hard to fucking fathom. It's hard to fathom. You have to experience to understand it or to even see it or to believe it. You have to be there. See, now the question is this the way it's supposed to be or not? But it's programmed to be the way. If so, then can we ever reprogram reality? Reality is its own thing. I think life is its own thing to where it's programming itself. You feel me? What you gonna reprogram it to do? It's like there's nothing like what would we like? This is the thing, right? We want to control reality. We want to control something that can't be controlled. That's the thing. That's the big fight right there. We're trying to control something that cannot be controlled. It can't be controlled. Like we always say, well, people warring with people, animals war with animals. Like, come on now. You think it okay, you think all the war is gonna stop, right? Let's say if all the people stop warring, and do you think the animals gonna stop? You think the insects gonna stop fighting each other? Do you think that's gonna happen? You think organisms gonna stop fighting each other? Hell no. This is what this thing does. Everything, something eats something else in order to survive. You feel me? Something fights something else. Things claim territories. Even trees. When you go to trees, trees have these same wars that people have. Trees is warring with plants. You got plants that war with weeds. You feel me? This is not just a human thing. And that's what we try to tie it to. That's what make us miss the whole point of life just being what life is. Life is doing what life does. This is what life does, bro. And it's not gonna change. So we can change. Like a person can change and say, "Oh, I'm not gonna do that because I realize." You feel me? But do you think a fucking a damn praying mantis gonna stop eating the females? Gonna stop eating the males? You feel me? You think? Do you think lions gonna stop fighting over hyenas over territory? Well, we gonna come in. We gonna try to stop that fight too. Hey, man, hold on. Let me tell you something. Y'all both lions. What are y'all doing, bro? Come on, life is being life. What's up with it, Crow? It says psychedelics and Diddy oil and dog. That's a good one right there. That's a good one. That's a good one right there. But but that's what I feel like. I feel like no, we're like we can like kind of cut back on a lot of things that we do as people in order, and we're only doing it for our survival. At least that's what we say. But despite what, people gonna be around forever, like forever. But I'm gonna say it again. You feel me? Like we gonna stop the people wars, but then everything else still gonna be having going at it. You feel me? The hyenas still gonna be fighting the lions, and the lions still gonna be fighting the cheetahs. The dolphins gonna still be fighting the sharks. This is what life does. This is what life does, and we don't want to accept it. We just want to. We kind of want. We want to run things. We want to have control over it. You're still up. Yeah, I know, right? I know, cause today when I was supposed to go to work, they said that somebody had called. They said I called in, and I called in. And I'm like, I called in. They say, yeah, say on Saturday you called in and said you wasn't gonna be here on Tuesday, and I'm like, what? I'm like, he like, but you can stay. I was like, nah, bro, just use it as vacation time. You feel me? And I just stayed at home and got some sleep because I was tired though. I was burnt out, so I just stayed at home and like I got some rest today. That's why I'm up right now, which I shouldn't be because I know I got to go to work tomorrow. But at the same time, I'm just like I was up, so I said, I'm up. I might as well come in here and do it live. You feel me? I'm getting texts from my girl talking about you talking loud. It's like, bro, been talking loud in this thing for 7 years now. For 7 years. For 7 years. She probably mad because I don't smoke weed with her no more because I quit. You feel me? So, yeah, she don't got no smoke product no more. She got smoke by herself. Be looking all sad. Like, nah, nah, but now back to what I was saying though. Like, that's the trippy thing about life to me. It's like, we look at everything going on with humans and like I think we don't compare ourselves. We say we're not animals. We're not part of this system. We're like we almost try to make it seem like we're not part of this earth. But I'm gonna tell you again, everything that humans are doing and going through, go look at insects, go look at animals, go look at fish, go look at anything else that is on this planet and see if they're going through the same thing. And then ask yourself the question, can I stop that? You feel me? Can I stop the army ants from fighting other ants? Because ants, they go in colonies. Ants, we're talking about ants. We're talking about insects. insects. Eggs, take them back to their colony, and then raise them to be their own. Raise them to work as them. Basically, turn them into slave ants. That's what they do. These are ants. These are ants. Now, we stopped that. We stopped the slavery stuff. The insects not gonna stop it. They're not. They're not gonna stop it. You feel me? But I'm just saying, like, go. Everything that we do, I guarantee you can tie it to a insect or animal doing the same thing. And you go, okay, humans need to stop this. And like I said, bro, go see if you can stop them animals from doing that shit. If you can stop the insects from doing it, then maybe it'll help the world. Maybe. Other than that, it's not. It's not. Let's see. We are animals. Animals are great, man. Just to watch ducks, bro. They have families just like us. Yeah, yeah. It'd be crazy because when I tell people that crow, they be like, "We're not animals. We're separate from the animals. The animals are different than us. We got brains. We got technology." And it's like, then how come we do the same thing they do? Like you feel me? Like we animals too, bro. You feel me? These bodies, dude, this thing is animal. Do you like this thing right here? But I think it was like dude said, once you start seeing that you are not the body, you are not the mind, like you start to disconnect from these different stories that and these ideas that we play into. And insects have no egos. Animals are damn delicious, you feel me? I ain't gonna lie. People be like, you need to, pork is not good. I said, you's a damn lie. I said, you get me a plate of pulled pork. Man, pork is not good for you. You's a lie. It tastes good for me. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not one of them people. You need to not eat this. You shouldn't eat that, bro. You better eat what the fuck you can because you ain't gonna be here long. Be up there on the diet and shit, trying not to eat shit, and then turn around and walk out tomorrow and get hit by a car, and then you be somewhere else going, man, I never got a chance to see what pork tastes like. Look, I guess you got to come back as a midget, as a little person. You got to come back as a midget and then taste pork. Oh, let's see. Oh, I think that's what we're gonna dive in the morning. Awoken one. I'm gonna pull up the stuff about the Epstein files that I want to dive into that. Hey, yeah, hey, I'm just being real, bro. I hate to. I'm just, I'm just being real. I'm just saying, take care of yourself, but at the same time, man, don't get caught up in these goddamn ideas out here. Because I'm telling you, even with the woke people, and you feel me, and telling you about these different energies and shit, man, don't get caught up in all that. You already that. You already got the energy. You are already the energy. You feel me? The bad shit is the ideas and the different things that people throw at you. They tell you, hey man, you got to be careful because them demons they be on you and shit. And it's like, okay, all right, I understand. You feel me? Maybe they is follow me, okay, but you feel me? You have to learn how to control it. You have to learn how to control it. Because this is the thing. Once you believe and you accept something, that's what it becomes. That's what you start seeing. Now, every time you trip and fall, or you feel me, or somebody say something wrong, you're going to look at it as being those demons. Which is crazy, bro. And I feel like, as people, yeah, yeah, if you feel like you got to work on yourself, if you feel like you got to work on yourself or do anything, you gotta understand yourself, man. Before anything, you have to understand yourself. You feel me? Or you gonna get kind of just misled into a lot of different things. And like I just don't bite on a lot of shit no more. Let's see, George W. Bush got to eat human on the boat. Wonder if they taste like pork. What the hell? Is that in the Epstein files or something? Is that in the? I'm not doing that though. I don't care if we on a plane crash and there's three of us left, and I'm not doing that. That's one thing I would not do at all. You feel me? At to the all. It's crazy because we probably already did, huh? We probably already had a human burger. It's because it's a couple of places I ate at, and I'm telling you, I know it wasn't chicken. It had to be possum or something, bro. It had to be. But on that note, I gotta go though, y'all. I gotta go because I gotta get some rest. I get up early as usual. I thank you for watching, and yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for joining. Make sure you hit that like button. I'm glad we could. I'm glad we can laugh about some of this stuff at the same time while talking about it. Well, I can because I see it in a whole different way. But yeah, all right, awoken. Wait, let me see what you said first. And it's not even all of them. There's two more but files. Yeah, yeah. We're gonna start tomorrow. A woken one. So thanks for talking about it. We're gonna start that tomorrow. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one.